Hey everyone, Jonny Skywatcher here. Coming at you with another episode of Jonny Skywatcher Live, the fifth one this week. So I managed to do do this kind of show 5 times in a row, which I don't know. For some people that might not be saying anything, but for me that is saying something. So yeah, I for the time being, I guess I'm gonna make this a regular thing. Maybe people like it, maybe they won't. We'll see. And before I do anything else, I am going to check that my mic is actually working over stream. Because that really sucks when you do like a whole stream like this. You know, I'm not at the point where like people are watching. I know maybe that sounds a little depressing to say, but I'm not at the point where people are watching so that if for some reason my mic was off, could tell me. But that's okay. Right now I'm still doing YouTube for myself, mostly just for my own personal development. I'm having a lot of fun learning like OBS Studio and how it works, and just kind of doing it on my own and just trying new things. So yeah, okay, so I don't have a lot to talk about today. I was looking over the news to like find some stuff, but not a lot of breaking news stories or stuff going on. I think that's sort of normal for a Friday. Fridays tend to be a little bit slower, and because I watch a lot of Screen Junkies, not as much as I used to, but um I still watch them, and they pretty much, for the most part, given up on doing like live shows on Fridays. Now it's usually some review or something, I guess, partly because not enough stuff to talk about usually. Anyway, I guess let's go to my first thing I want to talk about. So Mulan is out today. I haven't watched it yet. I am going to watch it later, and hopefully tomorrow I will come out with a video about my thoughts and impressions about whether I think it's worth getting or not. But I did want to take a quick look at what people are saying about it. This especially, I'm not too concerned about getting spoiled for this movie because it's not one of those movies. I mean, I'm assuming they didn't change that much. I mean, aesthetically, yes, but I'm assuming overall the plot is still the same. Mulan doesn't get saved by a white guy at the end, or some weird thing like that. So, I think the reviews hadn't been coming out beforehand, so I think the reviews are only out today or like yesterday or something like that. So we have this is Rotten Tomatoes. Before I say anything about Rotten Tomatoes, keep in mind that a high score in Rotten Tomatoes does not mean that the movie's perfect. It just means a majority of critics have given it at least a somewhat favorable review. I mean, from what I've heard, I haven't, obviously rated anything on Rotten Tomatoes myself, so I'm only going from other people's words. From what I've heard, on Rotten Tomatoes, you kind of have to choose from your score whether it's rotten or fresh. So it's basically a 50-50 thing, And so, say a movie gets 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. That just means 98% of critics rated it fresh instead of rotten. So basically, it's a yes-no situation. So that doesn't mean 98%. That doesn't mean the movie's perfect. It just means the majority of critics at least somewhat liked it. It doesn't even necessarily mean they loved it. It just means they somewhat liked it. Now, because of the way I think human beings are, you're going to you're never going to have a movie that's like even 100%. That means that everybody loved it. It just means, I don't even know where I was going with that. Let's go on. Okay, so looking at the tomato, let's see. Looking at the tomato meter, it's at 81%. So that's not too bad. We'll go down and look at some quotes, but however, the audience score is not nearly as good. It's only 48% of audience scores gave it a. I'm not sure if the okay. I'm not sure if the audience scores work the same as the critics. I'm assuming they are, but I will note that I haven't actually heard exactly how the audience scores work. Anyway, that's a 48%, which isn't as good. It's out of a 766 reviews and only 182 critics. Oh, and then let's see, what does it say under score? Oh, this is interesting. So this is all critics, top critics. So this is all 81% is the top all critics, and it says the average rating is a 7.08 out of 10. Now this is somewhat more important than the 81%, because 81% doesn't really tell you anything. It just tells you, are people liking it or not, which actually does tell you something without getting too deep into it. So the actual average rating is 7.08, which is, I would say, still pretty good, but not, it doesn't look as good as like an 81%, you know, because you're thinking 80 versus like 70. And from that, you know what, I've always been curious if that matches up. So it says 147 rated fresh and 35 rated rotten, and that's how they get that statistics, I'm assuming. Let's double check that really quickly. So let's do the math. 147 plus 35 is 182, and then it's divided by 147. No, I did that wrong. Alright, I messed up. I'm bad at math. 147 plus 35, that's the total, 182. So then we do, then I just have to remember the number 182. 147 divided by 182. Yeah, you get a close number, 0.8. Well, they round it up, obviously. 0.80769. So yes, the math everyone, the math checks out. The math checks out.
Wow.
Okay. I feel like I said that just to have an excuse to use this sound effect.
Wow.
Also, let's do the other sound effect. I still haven't added any other sound effects, but I need to try to find an excuse to use them. So that's interesting. The audience score, it just says the average rating is 2.74. Now, I'm assuming that's 2.74 out of 10. It doesn't actually say. It has a star. That's not really clear. Let's say audience scores. The percentage of users who rated this 3.5 stars or higher. Okay, now I'm 3.5 stars. Now I'm gonna take a look at what the audience score is, because that sounds different, because they show average rating is out of 10, but they're using stars for audience scores. And then let's just take a quick look at top critics. It's 38 ratings. The average rating goes up, but the overall percentage goes down. So let's see what happens if I click this audience reviews. Let's look at that different. The other thing you should always look at, not just what the tomato meter is, but actually look at what people are saying. Let's see. Got quite okay. It's not all rotten or not all fresh. Let's see, it's an efficient retelling of a tale about a young Chinese woman discovering her power, affecting at times, occasionally quite lovely, but earnest, often clumsy, and notably short on joy. Doesn't sound like you hated it, but I'll probably go, maybe I'll go more into depth when I make the video tomorrow. And then the other site I wanted to look at, other than just Rotten Tomatoes, is Metacritic. So Metacritic has a score of 68, which is kind of along with what the average rating is in for for the critics on Rotten Tomatoes, which was like around 70. So this is 68 generally favorable reviews based on 45 critic reviews. So not as many critics, but it's about the same score. And then user scores are 3.3. That's not nearly as good. That's on 90 ratings. And what? Okay, Rotten Tomatoes was 48%. And let me see. They had a 2.74 star average. I don't know what the star is, though. So let's just take a quick look. Okay, so it looks like you can rate. Okay, so it's out of 5. Yeah. And they were saying the average, see, the average rating is a 2.74, which makes it that's out of 5, right? So if we want to make it easier, let's put it out of 10. So let's just multiply by 2. I can't do this math in my head. 2.74 times 2. 5.48, which is not great. It's not terrible, but it's not very good either. So a lot of people rating it low, but the question is, when did they open up the ability to rate this? Because I know that's been an issue sometimes with the ratings on these sites, is that you'll have just people review bombing it. You know, they haven't even seen it, or they've already made up their mind, and they just go in and review bomb it. So let's see. Can we see? Okay, we can see the time, 1 hour ago, and does not look like Rotten Tomatoes gives me the ability to look over the timeline or anything like that. Just all audience. You can flip through pages and pages of audience reviews. It looks like they're all from today, for the most part. Looks like that they are in mostly chronological order, so we're not getting to 20 hours ago is the latest. I mean, not the latest, the oldest reviews they have. It's a epic and one of the best live action from Disney. Can't wait to see it soon. Yeah. That's not a review. I don't know why this gets counted. That's not a review. A very good live action remake. It's the best Disney movie I have ever seen. Great performance. High degree of reduction to the original Disney animation. Of reduction? I don't quite understand what they're trying to say there. Just rewatch the original. This is a soulless flick. If you have to watch it, just wait till it's free on Disney Plus. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing it. To be honest, I don't know how much I'll like it. There's a strong possibility that I feel the same way as Dumbo or Aladdin. Dumbo, I thought I liked it. They tried something new and a little bit different. I just don't think it worked. You know, and Aladdin, yeah, I didn't really like Aladdin. And Lion King, I feel like took the whole wrong approach to begin with, and so that was always not going to really work out that well. Okay, so let me see. Let me go back. Whoa. Wrong thing. Okay, so let's go on to my next topic today. This is actually from a couple days ago. So on Wednesday, September 2nd, New York City opened, let gyms reopen since they were closed back in, I want to say, end of March or April. So, you know, New York City slowly starting to reopen. I know that the gyms in other parts of the country have been open. We still don't have movie theaters open, but we finally have gyms reopen. And so I went to the gym. You know, I recorded some footage, and then I had a really hard time getting on the computer, and that because I was gonna just use it for that day's show, and then I just ran into so many problems. But I finally got it to work. So actually, yeah, let me just restart that intro again with the proper video intro. I've seen other people do this. I just want to try it and see if this works, because maybe I could put it into its own video. So let me do the video intro again. Hey, Jonny Skywatcher here. So, New York City on this last Wednesday finally let gyms reopen. So I thought I would go and take a look. Partly because it's been a while to the gym, and partly because of reasons I won't say on air. I didn't really have a choice. That's I'm not gonna go into the specifics about it, but yeah, I didn't really have a choice in the matter. So yeah, I kind of put together some of the footage I shot, which on Wednesday I was going to show it on that show, but I ran into some issues getting it off my phone onto the laptop, which has been fine before, but now suddenly, I don't know, I tried different chords and it still wasn't working, and doesn't seem to like the file type. So hopefully this works. So let's go ahead and play that footage. So right now I'm making my way to the gym. New York City just opened the gyms today. Well, allowed the gyms to open. And I got an email from my gym saying that they should be open, so we'll go and see if they're open, I guess. So here I am in the gym. There's not a lot of people here. I think pre-pandemic this would be like really slow right now. So that's actually nice, because usually I don't like the fact that there's so many people in the gym. So this is actually what I would describe as a nice amount of people. So yeah, this is what the gym looks like right now. It's pretty dead. I don't think I've ever been to this location when it's been this few people. I've been to like a Planet Fitness when it's this slow, but never this location. And that was only like I think I've only been to like a gym this slow in New York City when like it's, you know, past midnight or something, like really late. It's all crazy, but for the most part, most people seem to be wearing masks. I don't think I've seen anyone just not wearing a mask or anything like that. Most people seem to be wearing it correctly. A couple people have it like below the nose. But at least there's, you know, there's so little people that there's no problems with social distancing. And you know, every other machine has like a sticker on it saying that, you know, you can't use it for social distancing. So that's nice. Actually, it's much nicer than that's one of the reasons why I really dislike going to the gym. It's just too many people, and then like anytime you get on a machine or something, like you're surrounded by people. So this is much better for me. I much prefer this, and I'm probably gonna miss this when things post-pandemic, when things go back to normal. But yeah, when I went into the gym, there was a guy at the entrance who you just had to answer a couple questions, you know, like have you been tested positive in the last 14 days? Have you had any symptoms? Do you know someone who's had symptoms? Have you traveled to a state? that's had a high rate. You know, I mean, of course, you could easily just lie, get through, but it's kind of relying on what's the word I'm looking for? I'll edit it in. Yeah, and then he just took my temperature and then let me in. So far, so good. Okay, quality content, past Jonathan. So yeah, gyms are reopened. I went yesterday and today, and oh boy, I I felt sore. I haven't been getting a lot of exercise since during the quarantine, and I mean part of the reason why is I don't know for me personally if it's just from coming from smaller parts. I don't really like just walking around New York City without a purpose or like going jogging or something like that. I don't know. It's just like for me, I feel like it takes effort to go outside, and usually I need to have somewhere I'm going to or something like that, or it's just hard to motivate myself to go outside. Yeah. So what? I guess let's. Why is this different? Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. I guess then we're already on for a while, so I can sort of wrap up with this last thing. I don't know. It's becoming a mainstay on this show. So might as well go to it. Let's do the Netflix top 10 in the US today. So, actually today I did take screenshots of the previous top 10 so I can compare. Let me just, of course I can't. Let me see if I want to. Nope. Actually, I'll leave it on the lower screen here. Whoa. Windows and things are moving around when I don't want them to move around. There we go. Okay. Okay. So we have the top 10 here. Let me go back to studio mode. So at number 1 is still Cobra Kai. One thing I've always found interesting about Netflix is the way like they'll just change up the picture randomly sometimes. Because I know I've heard people say there's like some just algorithm or something, and it's like determining which picture it thinks would sell the show best to you, and then that changes every now and again. But yeah, this is an interesting one compared to like yesterday's photo was showing this, and then now it's showing something that doesn't even look like a fighting show. Just interesting. Number 2 again is the Smurfs. It also has a new picture. I wonder, does it like update on Fridays or something? I'll have to keep an eye out for that. If that's something that happens with like certain shows, if it happens around the same time or not. At number 3 we have a new one, Love Guaranteed, which is looks like a film. I'm not familiar at all with this. It's a new film. 2020, number 3 in the US today. Is this a Netflix original? It's a rom-com, it looks like. Sparks fly when a crusading but cash-strapped attorney takes on a charming client looking to sue a dating site that guarantees its users will find love. Okay. That's a skip for me, but I'm sure some people will enjoy it. At number 4 today is Sister Sister, which is down from number 3. And at number 5 is Due Date, which was number 4 last week. And I know I was looking online about trying to find out what is new on Netflix today, and I did see that both Due Day and Sister Sister got, and as well as Chef's Table Barbecue got edited recently, which is why, obviously, why they are in the top 10. And then, you know, since the sort of buzz around them just getting added, or I shouldn't say not even buzz, because I don't think people are buzzing about this, but like the the flush, the rush of of viewers has slowed down now that it's disappearing from people's newly added, or the algorithm isn't suggesting it as much because people are looking for fresher content. It's always fresher content. The people who were interested in seeing it when it came up in their suggested have already watched it. Okay, so let me see, what was last week? Last week Lucifer was at number 5. And then number 6 is Chef's Table Barbecue, which I think has gone up from last week. Yes, it was at number 9 last week, and now it is at number 6. So that's interesting. More people are watching that. Lucifer is at number 7. Was number 5 yesterday. I think I said did I say last week at some point? Everything, if I said last week at any point earlier in the video, I meant yesterday. I almost said last week. Yesterday. Okay. At number 8 is Boss Baby, Get That Baby, which was number 7 today. So it doesn't look like that's going to gain any traction with viewers. I think mostly because it's an interactive. It's not like a new movie or series. It's interactive, and it's kind of hit or miss with people. At number 9 is The Frozen Ground, which was number 6 yesterday. So that's kind of slowly disappearing out of the top 10. But it has been in the top 10 for like a lot of days. You know, that's nothing to sneeze at. And then finally at number 10, we have Coco Melon, which is slowly also falling down out of the top 10. Yeah, some kids show. So not that much new. I think mostly just Love Guaranteed, and then everything else is just sort of kind of slid down. Let me look at what actually did anything disappear. I think just the only thing that disappeared from the top 10 was Umbrella Academy. Everything else has sort of just gone down, though the Chef's Table did jump up past Lucifer and Boss Baby, I think. Let me see, what was it? Yeah, yesterday it was behind Coco Melon, Boss Baby, and Frozen Ground. And Lucifer was higher up as well. So yeah, that's interesting. Let me switch back to camera. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for me today. Right now my plan is to make this a weekday thing, you know, Monday through Friday. We'll see how that goes. I did it a little early today so I can go and watch Mulan, and probably I won't make the video tonight, or maybe I will and then I'll post it tomorrow, but probably I'll have the video out sometime tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see. And so yeah, let me know in the comments if you plan on seeing Mulan and what you thought about it. If you're in the New York City area, are you going back to the gym? Or even in other areas, if the gym is reopening, do you feel safe going back to the gym? And you know, how does that compare to like previous experiences you have had at the gym? I mean, for me, like I actually like the fact that there isn't that many people, but the one downside is having to have the mask on the whole time. So, you know, it feels weird. I think I think it's not so bad like the second or third day you do it, but like especially that first day you do it, like after like 20 minutes, you're like, you feel like it's harder to breathe because there's a mask there. Um, but yeah, let me know in the comments if you have anything to say about that. Otherwise, let's repeat the YouTube mantra. Please, please, please like, comment, and subscribe. Or not, whatever, it's your choice. It's your life, you live it. If you have watched this video all the way through, thank you so much. I have to say before leaving, thank you for watching, because really, more than subscribing or liking or anything else, just watching is nice. Feel free, even if you don't have anything to comment, if you just want to comment that you watched the video, you actually watched it, feel free to do that as well, because it's always nice to know someone actually watches the video. Otherwise, I guess I'll okay, let me get this ending correctly. I try not to screw it up. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.